Hi everybody, it's me, Miss Theresa, and I'm here to do another movement art lesson with you today. Today we're making preposition chair dances. So we'll be learning about prepositions and we'll be using some body shapes and transitions and emotions to create our dance. We will need a chair for our chair dance, but you don't need it quite yet because first we're going to warm up. So please join me in standing up. We'll stand up, push our chairs in, put our feet together, hands by our sides, and get ready to move. All right, guys, you can follow along with me. We'll bend our knees and reach our hands down to our feet. We're going to scoop up the air, reach up high into the sky, and wiggle down. We're going to be nice and loose, reaching our hands down to the ground, scooping up our hands, reaching high into the sky, and we'll wiggle down. Again, one more. Bending knees, scooping up. Good, and wiggle, 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 wiggle. Good, let's take our head side to side. You can put your feet apart a little bit. And when we're warming up, always notice the sensations in your body. Notice how your body is feeling when you're moving it around, right? We want to be gentle with our bodies and we want to protect ourselves so we don't move in a way. Let's wiggle our shoulders out. Move in a way that could hurt us or hurt someone else. So we're going to be mindful. Good. Let's wiggle our arms out a little bit. I'm in a wiggly mood today and we'll shake out our hands. I love the way that feels. Okay, wiggling our arms a little bit. We'll wiggle our torso a little bit. We'll wiggle our hips a little bit. Now our blood is moving a little faster through our body. Good. We're getting warmer. Shaking out one leg. Ugh. Love wiggling. Shaking out the other leg. All right, one more time. Each leg, shake it out. Awesome. And one more, shake it out. Oh, almost lost my balance. Shake it out. Good. All right, we'll do some wiggles with our whole body. Just gentle little wiggles. Feeling a little wiggly. Good. And we'll take our torso. Now, we're going to lift our belly up. So we're going to press our belly in a little bit and think about lifting our abdominal muscles up through our belly. So we're going to keep that lifted and just gently let our torso bend side to side. You should feel a stretch. That's where I feel my stretch. On my sides right here. That feels good. Good. Staying long with our bellies lifted up. Good. Keeping stretched side to side. Good. Couple more. Good. Couple more. Okay. Now this time we're going to take this arm up and over. Oh, now we get a stretch with our whole side. Let's roll it forward, bend our knees. Now we're going to do a little wiggle on the way up. Good. And which way are we going? This way. Now we're reaching this hand up. All the way like we're scooping up some air. When we do it like we're scooping up some air that way, it helps our muscles engage and work together. Good. And still lifting our belly up high. Scooping. Good. Rolling, bending our knees. Wiggle it up. Awesome. Other side. Wait, is that right? Yeah, other side. Here we go. I love that. That feels so good. And bending our knees and rolling up. Oh, when we do that, we can feel our back muscles getting warmer. Let's take our hips a little side to side. Good. We'll put our feet apart a little bit more. Good. And we'll send one hip over. Good. We'll take that arm over. Good. Now we're going to turn our toes. I know you can't see my toes, but they're facing this way. Belly scooped up, my back is long, and we're going to go straight over. Here we go. Our knees are straight. Good. And let's roll it back up. We'll turn our toes to the front again. Good. Now we're going to send our hip this way, and we'll reach, scoop that arm over. Good. Now we're going to turn our toes and we're keeping our back nice and flat and long. Good. And over. Can you see me? All right, you can hear me, I know. Good. And then we'll roll up. All right, since we're going to be doing some shapes, I thought it would be good to spend a little bit of time working on our balance. So you know how we were using our belly muscles. Thumbs up if you're with me. If you're with me, raise the roof a little bit. Okay, so we're going to pull our belly's muscles. So we're going to pull this part in and we're going to lift it up. Okay, so we have this lifted idea. So we find our belly button a little bit lower. We pull that spot in and lift it up. Now, if we have control of our center, it's easier to help us balance. It's a tool we can use for balancing. So we're going to keep those muscles lifted, right? We're going to lift one knee up. You can also reach your head up and your feet down, reaching in opposite directions. Good, we'll extend that leg a little bit. Good, maybe bring our arms a little bit. Still kind of focusing on our center. Noticing how our body feels really helps us to balance. Good. Okay, so if we're holding that still and strong, it's a shape. It's a whole body shape if we use all our parts. Okay, attention back at our center. So a little bit below our belly button. Push that part in. Lift it up. Now we can still breathe. We're just using those muscles. We're connecting them together. Like I was saying before, and when you connect those muscles together, yeah, they can work together to help you dance and move. Not just movement art, but other things. Okay, good. Let's, see if we can hold that. We changed our shape. I bet some of you got that, and we'll wiggle it out. Okay, let's have a seat for a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about prepositions, and then we'll get back to moving. All right, guys, so we're going to learn a little bit about prepositions. So preposition is a type of word, right? And it's a relationship word. Okay, thumbs up if you know about relationships. Okay, a relationship is how two or more things are connected to each other, okay? So I have a relationship with other people, with other objects in the room, right? I have a relationship with my son. Our relationship is that we're family with each other, right? I'm his mom and he is my son. That's a relationship, but you can also have other kinds of relationships. So it just means two things and how they are like connected to each other. So a preposition can show us a relationship of where things are, right? So like in relationship to each other and where things are in space. Like something can be far from you, that's the relationship, that's the preposition. Something can be close to you, right? But we need to have two or more things. And we use prepositions, and we call those space relationships or spatial relationships. Not like outer space, right? But the space around us, right? So those space relationships we use in dance too, a lot. So if you were like learning a dance, clap your hands if you're with me. Wiggle your ears if you're with me. Okay, make sure those listening ears are with me. Okay, so if you were like doing a dance with someone, you might need to know like a spatial relationship, like with the other dancers. So not just where you stand in space, but where you are. You might be in a row next to dancers. Next to is a preposition. You might be in a column, maybe you're dancing with your best friend. You might be in a column standing behind your best friend. So your best friend and you, and the spatial relationship is that, or the preposition, you are behind your best friend. It's about you and your best friend. Okay, so here are some prepositions that show where in relation to something else. Okay, so across from, so you guys can see it, I've written some down, but I'm going to tell you about them, right? So across from, you might look to your left or right and see who you are sitting across from, or maybe you're across this way. Okay, so you could say I'm sitting across from my friend Billy, yes, or you might be across from Jaden, yes. Across from is a preposition. Against, you might be leaning against your desk, right? Okay, so it's you and your desk, and the relationship, the preposition is against. Around, okay, so like you could walk around a tree, right? So that tells us the where you are in relationship to the what? Tree, right? Away from. You might be away from your mom and dad right now. Okay, away from is a preposition because you're at school, right? They're probably like at work or something. Below, below. Okay, so there might be an owl in a tree. Ooh, the owl could be above and you could be below. That's right. Beside, beside. So if you're right next to, you have something on your side. Okay, so what's beside me over there is the chair that I'm going to use in a minute. In front of. Okay, right now I have a screen in front of me. Aha. Next to is like beside, you know, that means they're pretty close. Beside actually means on your side. Next to, I don't know if that has to mean on your side. On, yeah, you might have some paper or a pencil on your what? On your desk. That's right. So it tells us about your pencil and your desk and the relationship between them in space. Okay, over. Right now there is a light over my head. You might look up and see what is over your head. And if that's over, you would be what? Under. Right. Okay. Towards. Towards is like if you're moving towards something, like you're moving, you're facing that thing. Towards is kind of specific, and you're facing a thing and you're going closer to it. I guess you could be moving towards something if you're going closer to it and not facing it, but I think it's more facing it. Okay, that's something for me to think of. And then with is our last preposition. So you could be going with your friend to the park, okay? Or maybe you brought your favorite pencil with you today to school. Okay, so those are all prepositions. So now we're going to experiment. That means we get to try some stuff out. We're going to experiment using prepositions and using our chair to show the prepositions, like show how we could be across from our chair and against our chair. Does that make sense? Okay, so you know that means it's time to get back on our feet, right? Let's stand up. We'll pull our chair out. Teachers might need to help a little bit this time if you have if you need a little bit of room. So when you pull your chair out, you'll need to at least be able to walk around it without bumping into anything or anyone. So if your teachers need to help show you where to put your chair in class, this would be a good time to pause the video and do that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and stand behind our chair. Behind is a what? That's a preposition. That's right. So we're standing behind our chair and we're going to get started experimenting with and exploring our prepositions, right? So we're going to use those same ones, those same prepositions that we looked at before. And first, we'll just start off standing across from our chair. Okay. So you might find different ways to do this. This could be across from, right? Yeah. Or this could be across from, yeah. Okay. Next, let's be against our chair. Yeah. So you might lean against your chair. You could find different ways to do it too. Just make sure that you are making smart decisions and being safe, that's very important, right? So safe for yourself, safe for others, safe for the chair and other objects. So against the chair, right? So when something's against, it's kind of like touching usually. Around, could you find a way to be around the chair? You might have chosen to walk around the chair, right? Or maybe you put your arms around the chair. There are different ways you could be around the chair, right? So we know it's a relationship word. So it's showing where you are in relation to the chair. That's right. Okay, let's try away from the chair. Find a way to be away from your chair. Okay, what about below the chair? Below. The chair's pretty low. I don't know if I could really be below all of it. All right, my head's below the seat of the chair now. Okay, good. Let's try beside the chair. We're beside the chair. Let's try in front of the chair. Very good. Next, we're going to try next to the chair, right? So next to the chair is just, next to the chair. You could be next to it on that side, on this side, on that side. Okay, on the chair. All right. Over the chair. How could you be over the chair? Oh, there might be different ways that you could do it, right? You could be reaching over the chair this way. Maybe just your head is over the chair. Yeah, okay. What about towards the chair? So when you're towards something, you're usually moving. So we're moving towards the chair. And what about with the chair? With the chair, yeah. Maybe you're with the chair because you're carrying it somewhere. All right, let's make sure that we're being safe though. I'm going to put my chair down. Okay, so you know that I said that we were going to create a preposition chair dance, right? Right. So right there, we were just kind of exploring our prepositions. We're going to use shapes in our dance too. So this time, we're going to use those same prepositions, right? So, and we'll be relating to the chair. But this time we're going to create shapes, okay? So remember your shapes. Use your whole body. I know you guys know this by now. That means your head and your arms and your legs and your torso. That's right. We stay still and strong and use our energy. Now, make sure you're being safe with your shapes and with the chair. And remember, if you want some help to balance in your shapes and stay still and strong, you can find that spot below your belly button, push it in, lift it up towards your chest, right? And that way you're engaging your center. That means your muscles are working together to help you hold your shape. Okay, so we are going to make a shape across from our chair. You don't have to make the same shape that I do. You can make your own shape, okay? All right, here we go. Ready? Make a shape across from the chair. I'm going to be across this way. Okay, I've got my arms, legs, head, torso. I'm still and strong using my energy. All right, let's come back to neutral. Now make a shape against the chair. Let's see. So we want to use all of our parts. I'm going to be against the chair this way. Okay, holding it still and strong. You've probably found a different way to be against the chair. Around the chair. Can you make a shape that's around the chair? I'm around the chair with a shape. Using my arms, legs, head, toe. Now I'm using my legs a little more. Now I'm using my head a little more. That looks more like a shape that I designed and chose. Okay, now away from the chair. Make a shape away from the chair. Now make a shape below the chair. You can't see my shape very well, probably. My feet, there are my feet. Okay, now make a shape beside the chair. Oh, I changed levels. Now I'm a little bit lower. Let's see. Here's my shape beside the chair. Now make a shape in front of the chair. All right, here we go. Now make a shape next to the chair. You can make your own kinds of shapes next to the chair. On the chair. Okay, make smart choices about how to be on the chair. Don't do something that you know is dangerous or that you know your teacher wouldn't appreciate. Okay? All right, on the chair. Still want to use our arms, legs, head, torso. Make a shape over the chair. Next. Make a shape towards the chair. Towards the chair is a little tricky because towards travels and shapes stay still. But maybe there's a way to do it. Maybe we could, let's see, I've got my hands on my hips. So maybe if you could just like try to hold your shape when you're moving towards it. So you'd have to move a little bit first. Okay, that's how I tried toward the chair. I didn't use my torso and my head though, so that wasn't a whole body shape. And with the chair, make a shape with the chair. Okay, when I'm doing with the chair, I'm gonna think about the design of the chair and the design of my shape too. Okay, there's my shape with the chair. Excellent. Okay, now just a couple more minutes here. Let's come back to neutral, feet together, hands by our sides. Hope you had fun with that. Now we're going to add one more thing. So when we're making art, sometimes we just like try something and then we try it again and add something to it. And then we try it again and then we add something to that and add something to that, kind of like a recipe a little bit. Oh, now I'm hungry. Okay, this time we're going to make our shapes. We're going to use our prepositions, but we're also going to show an emotion. Okay, do you know about emotions? A feeling. So we're going to try to show or express a feeling with our shapes. So think of an emotion. You might know like happy, sad. You might feel hungry. You might feel tired. You might feel nervous. Okay, so we're going to pick one of those feelings, and when you've got it, your thumbs up. Okay, now we're going to try a few more prepositions, but the shapes that we make will show our feelings. Okay, you'll see what I mean. So I am choosing happy. Okay, so I'm going to make a happy shape across from my chair. Okay, so let me show you, I'll demonstrate. Okay. So I'm going to do a shape. I'm going to do a cross from this way, like I'm across. A shape that shows happiness. I think this shows happiness. And I'm across from my chair. Okay, next. Thumbs up if you've got it. Okay, now let's think about your feeling, your emotion, and we're going to see if you can make a shape that shows that feeling, but make the shape behind your chair. Okay? Okay. I'm going to do a new happy shape. If you had a different feeling, you do a shape that shows that feeling. Okay. Behind. All right, let's see. Oh, behind isn't on our list. That's okay. We can do it anyway. Okay, happy. Okay, yours might have been sad, so maybe you do something like this, right? Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to the next part, which is creating our preposition chair dance. All right, guys, so now it's time to create and compose our chair dance. All right, so we're going to use the ideas that we were working with before, but even though we created some shapes around, composing means like around our chair, with our prepositions. Composing means putting together. Composing means what? Putting together. That's right. So we have to put our dance together with our shapes. And we're going to use shapes that show emotions too. So the way that we put them together is we have to have a transition that goes from one thing to another. So we're using transitions to get from one shape to the next. Now to make it easier, we'll all do the same shapes and the same dance for today, because I think that will help us remember the dance, right? But maybe after this, you want to create your own chair dance safely, right? And you'll be able to do it too. So we're going to have some new words to use. I'll show on the screen that'll kind of help you follow along. All right? Okay, so let's choose a feeling that is, let's go with tired. Let's go with tired. We're feeling tired. So the first one is we're going to stand behind our chair, but we have to make a shape that shows tired. Okay, so I am feeling a little tired. So let's see. So if we're behind, I might put my elbows on my chair like this. I've got my knees bent. So this is where our dance starts. This is the beginning of our dance, behind. Now the next one is beside, feeling tired beside the chair. But we have to figure out how to get to that shape. So if we were tired, if we're showing a dance about tiredness, we might be able to do a move or something that gets there that shows that we're tired. Okay, maybe like 3 tired steps. Okay, so we're gonna get up. 1, 2, 3. And that's our next shape, because it's like we're yawning. Okay, let's put those together. So transitions, going from one to another. Composing means putting together. Okay, so here we go, starting in our tired shape. Here's our transition. 1, 2, 3, and yawn. Okay, next we need to be on our chair. Okay, so, maybe we can slump down on our chair this way. So that was our transition. Going from here, we're changing levels in our transition because we're going lower and we're on our chair. That's our change. Okay, now we need to be over our chair. Why don't we take another yawn again? Over our chair. That's our transition, that yawn. And then we're going to be under our chair. So maybe we can melt down. Now you can't see, but I'm slipping my feet under my chair. And I'm going to stay here too. My hands are like this. Okay, I'm sorry you can't see all of my shape. And my chin is up. All right, let's put all of that together. That's called what? Composing. You guys are so smart. Okay, here we go. Our first preposition is behind our chair. Our shape is behind our chair. Next, we're going to move beside our chair. 1, 2, 3, and yawn. Next, we're going to be on our chair. Our preposition is on our chair. Then we're going to be over our chair. Hold it still and strong. Then we're going to be under our chair. There's under our chair. All right, in front of our chair. So if I was tired, I probably wouldn't want to stand up and jump up. I might like crawl on my hands and knees to be in front of our chair. Let's see. Yawning again. Maybe in front of our chair. That shows that I'm sleepy. Let's put it that way, like our head's resting. So I crawled, and then we're resting here, and then we're going to be around our chair too. So maybe we can melt through, and I'm just going to wrap my arms around the chair. I'm also on my chair, but I'm wrapping my arms around. Can you guys see that? Okay. And that's our dance. So let's try one more time together. So the around part is the end. All right, here we go. Starting in our first tired shape, behind our chair. Behind is our first preposition. And then beside, transitioning, go. 1, 2, 3, and we yawn. Then melt on our chair. The melt is the transition. And there's our shape. And over our chair. The yawn is the transition. And under our chair. Legs slump and in front of our chair, and sleepy, and around our chair. There we go. Now I'm really yawning. Great job, guys. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you had fun with your preposition chair dances. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.